Well, I want to say this too, and I know a lot of people in the chat like think they have it all figured out. You might be right. Like Brock Purdy might be that dude. But I can assure anybody, like we don't know for sure right now, one way or another, who Trey is, and
Yep.
we don't know who Brock Purdy is either. Like
Yep.
it looks really good, but I've seen this before. We've seen this before with our own quarterback that just left the team. We've seen this. People are always like, "Oh, well, 5 games with Jimmy. Like it was 5. It was only 5 games, and the stats didn't look as good." Hello, it wasn't just 5 games. We watched him for a whole season in 2019, and he looked pretty good there too.
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't just 5 games, and then it was like, oh, he looked bad in 2018, and we knew right then and there Jimmy G is not the guy. No. No. A lot of you still thought he was the guy last year, right? So now we're not talking 5 games. We're talking 2017. Okay, we have the injury in 2018. Certainly, I know most people were on board in 2019. You know, there was a point, maybe it was the Vikings game for you. For me, it was the first Seattle game. Maybe it was the Super Bowl. Some of y'all, it took till the next 2-3 years, and some of y'all are still thinking he's the guy. So I just, this thought that it's like, oh, we're comparing the 5 games of Jimmy Garoppolo to the 8 games of Purdy. No. Jimmy Garoppolo, for a much longer period, showed that he was quote unquote the guy, right? He ain't the guy. He wasn't the guy. He was never the guy. But he fooled a lot of people into thinking he was the guy. Bobby, that's fine. You may have thought, you can say I thought that, but when did you think that? And don't lie. Like what are the kids? Don't cap, don't lie. Because you know as well as I do that there was a period of time that you thought he was that deal. Everybody thought he was that deal. I thought he was that deal up until that first Seattle game in 2019. A lot of people thought until that Vikings game. A lot of people thought until the Super Bowl. A lot of y'all still think. So to act as if you didn't think he was ever that deal, you're lying to everybody, and we all know you're lying. We all know you're lying. Because if you were a fan of Jimmy Garoppolo, if you were a fan of the 49ers, after what we had gone through, to see that team turn around the way that they did, you 100% believed for some period of time that he was that deal, period. And you were fooled. You were fooled. Everybody in this chat was fooled. I was fooled. I'm not going to let it happen again. I'm giving it 3 years. That's been my rule for a while now. I'm going to stick by that. And if you can't respect that or agree, that's fine. But don't act like you know on Purdy either. You don't know on Purdy. You don't know on Trey. It's way too early, period. We've seen this show before. And it's not just Jimmy G. It's across the league. Go look at the first year of Josh Allen. Go look at Josh Allen's first 2 years. Go look at Stafford's first 2 years. Very similar to Trey Lance, by the way. Really awful numbers, actually, his first season. Then he got injured in year 2. Looked horrible. Got a third year and turned it around. You can say the same thing about Foles the opposite way. Go look at his first 10 games starting in his career. Then he came back and won a Super Bowl and looked elite for a playoff run. You think there weren't people in Philly that were fooled? What about Baker Mayfield in his rookie year? You don't think that Cleveland, who was just hungry for that franchise quarterback, that guy, we finally got our quarterback, first overall pick, and he looks really good for a year. You don't think they were sold on him? Come on, man. Like this thought that we know, that's what I hate. I don't mind a difference of opinion. I don't mind, hey, you know what? I believe Brock Purdy's going to be that guy, or I believe Trey Lance is going to be that guy, or I believe he could be that guy. I don't mind the difference of opinion. I understand why you could think those things about both these guys. I respect that. But to say you know, that's where I get fired up. Clearly, you can see it. That's where I call BS. You don't know, period. Period. You don't know.